from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Tonight, the Pirates' three-city road trip continues. It's the first of two interleague games against the Minnesota Twins. The Pirates have won 4 of the first 7 games of the trip, so a win tonight gets them a guaranteed winning road trip, and they got to keep winning as there are a handful of games back of that second wild card spot in the National League. Greg Brown, Bob Walk, Robbie Inspikowski with you, and on the mound tonight for the Pirates, Jameson Taillon. Bobby's been so good since early June, that ERA under 3. He's coming off that complete game victory against the Colorado Rockies at Coors Field.
Well, he's certainly been pitching like an ace lately, and I think a lot of it has to do, Greg, with the development of that slider he has. He's started throwing that slider earlier this year, and it's become a very short, sharp pitch for him, something that he can really command and control, and he's learning more and more about how he needs to use it, throwing it not only to the arm side of the plate, but he's able to get that ball inside on the left-hand hitters, and it's just another weapon he has to go along with everything else that he throws. It's much above average.
He has won 4 of his last 5 starts. His first win of the year was his first start of the year. That was at PNC Park, the home opener against the Minnesota Twins. Now, as we try to get to know the Twins, they look a whole lot different than they did early part of the year.
Absolutely. Anytime you have this long in between, seeing a team, there's going to be changes, especially for a club like the Twins that are trying to look toward the future. So not only Taillon, everybody is going to have to get used to this new look Twins.
Well, we're going to talk about the birthday boy coming up. The switch-hitting first baseman, Josh Bell. He's been such a big part of this offense as we continue from the Twin Cities. Coming up next.
Sportsnet is brought to you by the law firm of Bordas & Bordas. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. Let's go Bucks!
Minnie and Paul, the longtime logo of the Minnesota Twins.
Look at that Paul, he's a nice guy. He's a
So's
saint.
Minnie now. Minnie's a pretty
saint.
good guy.
Not a saint, though, is he?
No. Maybe Minnie Saint. Well, I don't know about a saint, but I know one thing. This guy can hit. Josh Bell, it's his birthday today. homered twice in his last 4 games and has gone 6 for 21 in 5 games since coming off the disabled list on Wednesday.
Yeah, it really gets some power going, and that's what you really love to see from him after that rookie season where it really looked like he was going to be a big power guy in the middle of that lineup. The home runs have come a little on the slow side, but a couple in Frisco from the right side of the plate, that's always a good sign. Hopefully he'll finish up strong with that home run swing of his.
Jake Odorizzi is on the mound for the Twins, and on Sunday against the Indians, he went 4 2/3 but threw 101 pitches.
Yeah, that was not a real strong start at all. Throws a lot of fastballs, despite the fact he's not a real hard thrower. His secondary pitch, the one he throws more than anything else, is the splitter type changeup, so we'll watch for that tonight.
And let's go back to the studio in Pittsburgh, a game break with Rob King.
You by Barrel Automotive. Check out the Barrel Hot List at barrel.com. Now the only way to buy a car. And by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
And we're back, and there is tomorrow afternoon's starter. Chris Archer will make his 3rd Pirate start tomorrow afternoon. Good to see there are no hard feelings at benches clearing brawl that took place between the Rays and the Twins last month. Archer and Eduardo Escobar, who's no longer with the team, they were both involved in some words, a skirmish, but no problems as the affable Chris Archer signs the autographs. Pirates and Twins meet for the 2nd time this season, a home-and-home series. Pirates opened up the home schedule at PNC Park against the Twins. They won the opener. They lost the next game. And there is a former Tampa Bay Ray who is familiar with Target Field, Corey Dickerson, for Jameson Taillon. Again, he faces the Twins for a second time this season. Does not have to worry about batting tonight. DH is used, of course, in American League cities. Corey Dickerson has done some DHing in the past, but he's actually in left field and hitting leadoff. Checking out the rest of the RAV4 starting lineup for the Pirates. Starling Marte, Gregory Polanco follow. David Freese hitting .385 over his last 4 games. Mentioned Josh Bell, 26 years old today. Francisco Cervelli returns to the starting lineup. Behind the plate, Colin Moran will be the designated hitter. Then Josh Harrison and Jordy Mercer.
Take a look at Oda Rizzi's numbers on the year. 450 is his ERA. And he is the classic innings eater, and he goes out every year and pitches a ton of ball games. Hasn't missed a start yet. 258 for the opponent batting average is not too bad either for a starting pitcher. He probably has pitched a little bit better than that 450 ERA.
And the Honda defense behind Odorizzi. His battery mate is Mitch Garver. Some new faces on this Twins team. Miguel Sano, back from the minor leagues, is at third. Jorge Polanco is the shortstop. Logan Forsythe came over in the Brian Dozier deal from the Dodgers at second. Joe Mauer, the former Gold Glove catcher, now plays first base and will DH, but no more catching. Jake Cave, Max Kepler, and Lee Rosario in the outfield. 3 Gold Gloves as a catcher, but he had those concussion issues, and they moved him out of that catcher's position full-time in 2014.
That'd be interesting tonight with Cervelli back in there. See what happens the first time he gets a foul tip in the mask, how he reacts to it.
So Forsythe at second. Weird not to see Brian Dozier anchoring down that second base spot instead of veteran Logan Forsythe. So teammates, ex-teammates will match up right away here. Former Rays, Corey Dickerson, Jake Odorizzi. Dickerson hitless in his last 10 at bats and 1 for his last 14.
That was a healthy swing in the first pitch of the game. He was looking to start it off with a bang. A little bit of a breeze blowing out to right field.
Still hitting a healthy .305. That's 7th best in the National League is Corey Dickerson. Dickerson went 1 for 2 against Odorizzi in the home opener back on April the 4th. And check out the breeze.
Kind of a lazy breeze that's up on top of the scoreboard out in right field. It'll help anything hit that way a little bit.
Young man used his baseball cap to make that catch.
Yeah, you got to use what you got.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah,
no big deal.
Telling everybody.
Nope, everybody's okay. Thumbs up. Got the ball. And a fly ball towards center field. Max Kepler.
Hit that one pretty well. All the way to the track in front of the 403 mark.
Dickerson is retired to start this ball game with that fly ball to the track. And now Starling Marte. Some of these Pirates, though the Bucks won 2 of 3 to start the trip in Denver, split the 4 games in San Francisco. And some of these Pirates struggling at the plate on this trip. Rosario the easy play. Marte hitting just 167 on this road trip.
Which includes Denver, where he always hammers the ball.
So Clint Hurdle's club coming in with a record of 61-58. We showed you the wild card standings. 8 back in the Central. Cubs leading the National League Central Division. The Cubs will be the Pirates' next opponent at PNC Park. 4-game series starting Thursday night. Polanco hitting 167 on the trip. One hit in his last 9 at bats. (28 years old), Jake Odorizzi. First year with the Twins. Originally drafted by the Brewers. A first-round pick in 2008 out of Highland High School in Illinois, just outside of St. Louis. Grew up a Cardinals fan.
He's placing that fastball that's not really an overpowering fastball. 90, 91, 92 is about where he'll top out at. He's placing it right on the hands of these lefties early on. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Trevor Williams.
Yeah.
The way he uses that fastball.
And he retires the side in order. Didn't work out for the Twins this season. Joe Mauer, mainstay in that lineup and hitting leadoff since Dozier was dealt to the Dodgers. Eddie Rosario hit second. Jorge Polanco's the shortstop. Miguel Sano is at third. Max Kepler in center. Logan Forsythe is hitting sixth. And it's Jake Cave, Mitch Garver, Tyler Austin, the DH.
Jameson's numbers on the year very strong. Hopefully he'll be adding to that tonight. Looking for win number 10.
And a first pitch strike on Mauer.
Not your prototypical leadoff guy. Third baseman back on the first pitch. You don't have to worry about the speed.
To left. And Dickerson makes the catch. 2 pitches to retire Mauer. Again, Francisco Cervelli is behind the plate, so that's a good sign. Josh Bell, Josh Harrison on the right side of the infield, David Freese, Jordy Mercer on the left side. You just saw Dickerson, Starling Marte, Gregory Polanco, the other outfielders. And first start since Saturday, he was taken out of the lineup in San Francisco after taking a foul ball off the mask in the first inning. And the Pirates have decided not only not to DL Cervelli, but have in the starting lineup, and making the decision to bring up Jacob Stallings, so they're carrying 3 catchers now. Jordan Luplow, the outfielder, sent back to the minors. Ball popped up by Rosario. Marte. Two outs, 4 pitches for Taillon. There he is.
Haven't seen him in a while, Big Joe.
West. Yeah. He is the crew chief. Doug Eddings, Marty Foster, and Mark Rittberger, the other umps on the bases. Switch hitting shortstop Jorge Polanco facing Jameson Taillon. Much better from this left side of the plate is Polanco, just off last month of the suspension. 80 games for PEDs. Again, Molitor's club hopeful coming into this season that they would make another run at the postseason. So they brought in veterans Lance Lynn, Zach Duke was signed.
Been difficult the American League to get the wild card.
Yeah.
You have the Yankees and Boston. Well, one of those teams is going to get a wild card. So there's only really one that's up for grabs.
It's a battle between Oakland and Seattle in the American League, that second wild card spot. So they are 12 games back of the Indians. They also signed Fernando Rodney, the closer, this winter. He was also one of the players dealt. Traded him to Oakland. Line foul. Somebody made another great catch down there. Hey, yeah. Pirate fan, of course.
Looked like that was a fastball that just tried to throw it by him at 95. Piece of the hook.
This was a bullet. Previous pitch was lined into the seats. Pirate fan brought a glove and snared it. Look at that.
You're not catching that one in your hat.
No.
Oh, Joe. I like that pitch. Joe didn't like it. His opinion overrules mine.
So he did not get that call on the 8th pitch, and this will be now at least a 10-pitch at bat after dispatching Mauer and Rosario quickly. Taillon pitched 5 1/3 innings at the home opener against the Twins at PNC Park. A couple runs in 5 1/3. In play and right at Dickerson. The 3 fly balls retire the Twins in order.
Tonight is Twitter Tuesday, and Pirates starting pitcher Chris Archer was our guest, and he was asked if he and Josh Bell could combine to fill the dreadlock void left by Andrew McCutchen when he cut his hair.
Yeah, we got the dreadlock void on lock right now, so I'm planning on keeping them for a little while, so they're not going anywhere.
So who knows, Greg? Maybe there's a chance Chris Archer, Josh Bell could grow their hair as long as Andrew McCutchen did, and they'll be look pretty much as cool as Kutch did, and have some iconic pictures like some of the ones we've seen with Andrew when he had the long hair.
I think Bell's on his way. Of course, Archer is too. Bell's got the good dreads going. Strike on David Freese. Hitting almost 350 in his last dozen games. 300 batting average on this road trip. And he lines it toward right, and it drops in. A leadoff single for Freese.
I think this year they really figured out the combination that they need for Freese as far as how much playing time to give him. 35 years old, he's been more of a part-time bench player this year than he was last year, and I think it's really paying off with the offense you're getting from him, and really the defense too. He played good defense last year, but he's made some sparkling plays down at third. Get a little older, you got to slow down a little.
Well, Josh Bell getting older, 26 years old today.
Oh, what an old man he is.
Yeah. Putting up really good numbers since coming off the DL. That oblique strain. Six for 21 in the 5 games since coming off the DL. He's homered twice in his last 4 games. Odorizzi has given up 18 home runs. This is 25th start. Hammered foul into the seats. 6'2", 290 pounds. Again, Odorizzi, 28 years old. He was traded from the Brewers organization to the Royals in the Zach Greinke deal, December of 2010. A couple of years later, dealt to Tampa Bay in the James Shields trade. 3-1.
He was able to really locate that fastball in the first inning. A little tougher time of it right now with Bell. See the look on his face after he kind of hooked that last one. Not happy. 4th pitch way down and in.
And he walked him. Bell laid off.
Good at bat.
Yeah. First and second. So Bell aboard following the Freese single. And here is Francisco Cervelli. Bell, by the way, had homered off of Odorizzi in the first inning, the home opener. A 2-run shot. The Pirates would fall 7-3 in that game. That was game 2 of the season. Game 1 featured Lance Lynn on the hill for the Twins against Jameson Taillon. Cervelli, .379 career batting average against the Twins. And lines it into left center field. And Joey Cora is going to certainly wave home 1, maybe 2. No, Josh Bell's going to hold at third on the double by Cervelli that brings home David Freese. 1-0 Pirates in the second.
That ball hit nicely. Cervelli adding to that RBI total as he pushes up toward 50.
Yeah, number 48 career high for him.
Well, went out and got that one off the outside half. Like a little breaking ball and just I thought this was going to shoot the gap. That was a nice job by the Twins at stopping Bell from scoring. They were able to cut that ball off before it got to the warning track.
10 doubles and 48 ribbies. And now Colin Moran, a little flare foul. The DH, Moran. 5 out of 14 on the road trip. He's done good work in these situations, especially over the last month or so. 9 hits in his last 22 at bats with men in scoring position.
Odorizzi again missing with that fastball. The left-hand hitter too far inside. Now that was what Bell was able to avoid. He got into a good hitter's count, 3-1, and got that little splitter change and was able to say no to it. Moran, he liked it, chased it.
Pick there by Garver. Odorizzi was dealt to the Twins from Tampa Bay in February of this year for a minor leaguer. And Moran able to fight that off. Fastball from Jake Odorizzi. Moran sitting on 43 runs batted in his rookie year.
Ground ball to the right side. That's what it's looking for right here. There it is.
Ground ball to the right side.
Beautiful.
And it is 2-0. As Bell scores and Cervelli able to move to third.
That was done perfectly. That's what you call productive out there. You get the RBI, you move the runner that's to the left out there on base so that now he is in position to where he could score without a base hit. They're going to have to move the infield in a little bit now. Of course, Cervelli not all that fast, so they'll stay back on the dirt a little bit.
Josh Harrison trying to get him home. And they try and get him to chase. Jay hasn't had a ton of at bats against the Minnesota Twins, but he is hitting .419 against Minnesota. 13 hits and 31 at bats. One ball, one strike. 31st time that these two clubs have matched up. Pirates are 13 and 17 all time. Against the Twins, they're 2-0 here in this beautiful ballpark. They were here 3 years ago to take on the Twins. Bucco fans in the middle of it. Beautiful ballpark here. Target Field.
Nice city, the downtown area, big wide boulevards.
Opened up April 2010 after 28 years at the Metrodome. Three and two.
They certainly have two first-class facilities now with the football stadium and then in this place.
Great yard. And he walked him, or he struck him out.
Oh, wow. That was.
You can see that was way outside.
Yes, it was.
That was not even close.
See for yourself. This ball is well off the plate outside. Yeah. About half the diameter of the baseball outside. Came in right over that chalk line for the left-hand hitter's batter's box. That's a big strikeout. You got a guy at third with one out. You don't want to go down on strikes, but you sure can't blame Jay for that one.
As of the Jordy Mercer, trying to come through again as he has
Maybe he can pick him up
in the past with the 2 outs.
Ground ball in between second and third would be nice.
Mercer with 37 ribbies. Odorizzi can rack up the pitch count.
I'm an off-speed pitcher. Now I'll come with the off-speed pitch.
I wonder if it's weird for Mercer. Usually he's got the pitcher batting behind him.
Well, it's,
now he's got
totally,
Dickerson.
yeah, it's totally different for him. Absolutely a different situation now. And this clearly illustrates that this scenario that he's got going here.
And he walks.
And you expand your strike zone a little bit with the pitcher hitting behind you and a guy at third base. I mean, you're not chasing stuff a foot off the plate, but even if it's an inch or two outside, you're going to take a shot at it. See if you can knock in the run. You don't want to leave it to the pitcher to do. But in this scenario here, you got Dickerson behind you. Yeah, that if he doesn't throw you a strike, heck with it. Take your base.
Top of the order, Dickerson started the game with a fly ball to the warning track in center.
They went into the flowers.
It's an idea. First pitch strike. Dickerson and Odorizzi, teammates with the Tampa Bay Rays. And a fly ball to shallow right.
Just got underneath it.
And that'll do it. Pirates get 2. Francisco Cervelli with a big double to get the Pirates on the board. Pirates added another. It's 2-zip. second here. Time for our Lowe's whole team together. Pirates pitching staff has been outstanding since the All-Star break. ERA since the break. Look at Trevor Williams, an ERA of 0.75. That's the best mark since the Midsummer Classic. Joe Musgrove in the top 20. Jameson Taillon, 257. Miguel Sano. 2 balls and no strikes. You see that batting average for him this season a little bit better since his most recent call up. They actually sent him down not just to the minors earlier this year, but to A-ball down at Fort Myers to try and, well, they said get in better shape but get that swing back. About 6 weeks in Fort Myers and at AAA Rochester. And to right, Polanco. Way up there. 1 down. Taillon has gotten 4 balls in the air from these hitters, and now it's Max Kepler. Taillon has won 4 of his last 5 starts, pleasing Uncle Ray Searage, the Pirates pitching coach. Taillon in his last 5 starts has given up a total of 9 runs.
Ray very happy with everybody at this point. Got to talk to him Saturday for his radio show. I brought up Taillon's effort, and I called him pitching just like an ace pitches. And he said, I got 5 aces. So he really is happy with every one of them. I said, you can't have 5 aces. Cheating if you have 5 aces.
But that got a chuckle out of him.
Oh, yeah. Over and under on chuckles is about 4 or 5 for the 10-minute interview.
Now, do you get more than Steve?
I don't know. I would imagine Steve would do much higher than on.
Yeah. You and Blast share the radio duties when it comes to interviewing Ray Searage, and I know
you can get a laugh out of Ray. That's for sure.
Good audience.
Yes, he is.
And a very good pitching coach, as we all know.
It was a good show this Saturday.
If you do say so yourself.
I do say so. Well, it wasn't because of me. It was because of Ray. It's Ray's show. He was very colorful.
What a colorful watch. Did you ask him about that?
No, but he was wearing it at the time.
A little dribbler. Max Kepler is retired. First ball on the ground through the first 5 hitters. Taillon.
Good defense there by Taillon.
Yeah, a good glove man there.
That's the one kind of problem we have occasionally with some of our aces.
The glove.
Catching and throwing.
Yeah. Logan Forsythe over from the Dodgers. The Brian Dozier trade. Dodgers hosting the Giants tonight in the second game of their series. The Giants came back and won late last night in LA.
Giants might be looking for some late inning relief help, huh? Not the Giants.
Dodgers.
Dodgers.
Yeah. Closing Kenley Jansen out. That illness. Regular heartbeat. Taillon trying to get the Pirates a win tonight. Guarantees you a winning road trip and then sets the stage for a big afternoon on Wednesday with Chris Archer against Jose Barrios. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Forsythe. Mercer. And that'll do it. 3 up and 3 down for Jameson Taillon. 2-0 Buccos.
in right field in front of the flagpoles. And the one in the middle has quite the interesting story. That middle one housing the American flag is the original flagpole used at the Met Stadium back in Bloomington, Minnesota, out in Bloomington, Minnesota, where I should say that was the original home of the Minnesota Twins from 1961 to 1981. The flagpole used to be 100 feet tall, has since been cut to 45 feet tall. But here's the most interesting part of the story. So from 61 to 81, that's when the Twins played there, Greg and Bob. Now, the pole was stored at an American Legion post in Richfield, which is a suburb of Minneapolis, for almost 30 years before they agreed to donate it to the Twins' new home right here. The American Legion post paid only $150 for that. They cut it down, and here it is. One thing they do quite well is preserve their history. And the other thing, too, if you look at the limestone here around Target Field, I'm sure we'll get shots of it as the night goes on. That is from Mankato, Minnesota. So they made sure they used Minnesota limestone to keep everything in the state, which they refer to as Twins territory.
Cool place, cool history, no doubt. The old Met, where the Twins and Vikings used to play. And look at that limestone Robbie was talking about.
Looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm really impressed with this place looks. I love the dark green seats. Done a heck of a
clean
job.
look to it. Starting Marte, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And right downtown, just a short walk from the hotel.
Marte flied to right his first time up against Odorizzi. Trying to get that bat going again. Not have such a long slide. Eventually forced Clint Hurdle's hand. Hurdle sat him for a while. He came back in the starting lineup. He got hot.
Oh, one guy that's been extremely hot. I'm sure that try to get him maybe some bats tomorrow is Frazier.
Yeah. Hard to sit him.
So if you did want to give Marte a day off, that would be one answer to plug in there.
Here's Adam Frazier, situated between Joe Musgrove and Jordy Mercer. Another foul, so an extended at bat as Odorizzi continues to try and work the upper part of the zone. Polanco and Freese follow. Showed you those numbers of his last start. A high pitch count. Although he lasted only 4 2/3 innings against the Cleveland Indians, having given up 1 earned run. He left after throwing 101 pitches. And he did that without striking out even a batter his last time out against the Indians in Cleveland.
That is what is amazing. This is the first time since April 2017 that he hasn't struck anybody out. And how do you throw that many pitches without getting strikeouts?
Finally in play, and to Sano.
I guess he's kind of showing us right now.
Yeah.
Get 10 pitch at bats and get ground balls.
Marte finally put the ball in play, but bounces out to the third baseman. Odorizzi 4-7 with a 4.50 ERA. Mentioned he grew up just outside of St. Louis. A Cardinals fan, and in particular a fan of Matt Morris. That was his big hero. He liked that big curveball Morris had. And this curveball for a strike to Polanco. Struck him out in the first.
2 slow hooks in a row.
Speaking of slow hooks,
The
Dutchman.
You're not talking about his curveball then.
No.
He threw it hard and quick. You could hear it as it was going by you.
It's a
It was sizzling like
knee bender.
like a steak on a grill.
and down on strikes goes Polanco for a second time. That's the third K for Odorizzi. He's gotten Polanco twice. Bert Blyleven, the former Pirate.
Curveball, splitter.
As Polanco shaking his head.
Everything's slow. That's when the hitters are going back. Why won't he challenge me?
And this fastball's fouled back by Freese, who started
That was
the
a
second
challenge.
inning with a base hit to right.
92 center square. Freese caught in between. A little late on the fastball. And too quick on the change of pace.
Odorizzi's season high strikeout total 10. He struck out 10 Brewers in May, went 5 2/3 innings and punched out a season high 10. David Freese frozen with that call from West. Bottom third here. Tonight's Allegheny Health Network injury update. Logan Morrison dealing with a hip injury since spring training, on the DL a couple of times, and he'll be undergoing season-ending surgery, hitting 186, 15 homers, 95 games this season. For Logan Morrison is Jake Cave. Takes ball 1. Cave picked up from the Yankees middle of March during spring training. He was designated for assignment. And so the Twins acquired Jake Cave. Bottom third of the order, Mitch Garver, then Tyler Austin against Jameson Tyone.
Changed his mask, didn't he?
since the start of the game?
I believe so. Now, normally he wears all black, but I thought he had all black when the game started.
He's tried all different types of masks.
And
Really
he has changed during a game before,
yeah.
too. So maybe he's done that again. There he is,
Oh,
yeah. He definitely changed his mask.
It's bottom of the first. And now, live action.
Got him lined up in case you need him. I'm guessing that's Diaz's mask there. Got a few of them in there.
Yeah.
The best thing is just hope that there's no foul tips tonight. But that doesn't happen very often. You get through 9 innings without getting something.
Jake Cave goes through that at bat without getting anything.
The Bat Cave.
Tyon's first strikeout. Now Mitch Garver. He's the Twins catcher. Albuquerque, New Mexico native Mitch Garver. And there's Dickerson. Another fly ball out. So 8 up, 8 down so far for Tyon, and now Tyler Austin, the designated hitter.
Tyon's certainly getting that soft contact so far tonight. These lazy fly balls.
Another former Yankee, Tyler Austin, over in the Lance Lynn deal.
That's a pretty good command going right now.
He did. In the dirt, 0-2.
Joe didn't need help on him.
I imagine Joe doesn't really care for peels. And won't need help there either. Foul tip, strikeout, 1, 2, 3. Head to the fourth, 2-0 Buccos. Jamison Tyone has gone through the order once. No one has reached. On to the fourth. Pirates scored twice in the second inning. For Jake Odorizzi. Josh Bell drew a free pass in the second. And he was able to score on the ground out by Colin Moran.
Time for us to add on here, Greg, and get the pitch count up in the 70s. What is he? Good start. High and away.
And he takes.
Look at the clock, Rick. It's like Minnesota.
Yeah. Wild stuff.
Probably
a sign, huh?
A lot of lakes up there in that cloud.
Yeah. And a rip to left.
Get up. Not going to do it.
Line out.
Looked like he got some pretty good velocity on that one, but not very high. You never know what direction he's going to hit the baseball. I mean, that's on the inside half, and he hits it hard to left field. Next time up, he could be pulling that ball into the stands. This scattering report must be a mess.
Yeah.
You know, how to pitch him.
Well, Cervelli doubled, driving in a run.
He took an off-speed pitch into the gap for a double.
Fastball up, 2-1. Josh Harrison, after being called out on strikes by Joe West, a ball that was off the plate, he's really anxious to get back in there.
He wants to talk to Joe some more.
3-1.
You know, he will say something.
Jay Hay will say something to Joe.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, nothing.
Right.
That's going to get him in trouble, but he won't let that go.
Now imagine that's really delicate with a guy like Joe West. You got to have the right tone,
It just
right?
depends on what kind of relationship you have with him. You know, if it's always been good, you know, joking around back and forth, yeah, you can say something to him. But, you know, if you've been riding him for a couple years,
Two outs. Free Shirt Friday coming up this Friday night. Pirates Cubs 7:05, game 2 of the 4-game series. First 20,000 fans get a free Pirates t-shirt thanks to Western Pennsylvania Toyota dealers. Here's Felipe Vasquez, the Pirates closer, modeling that shirt. It's also a $1 dog night this Friday presented by Sugardale. Go to pirates.com/Free Shirt Fridays. As Joe Madden was ejected today. A 7-0 loss to the Brewers at Wrigley. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Just don't see managers get thrown out of games anymore.
No.
Kind of odd. When I see it now, I'm like, what could have happened? That
It was during a Ben
wasn't
Zobrist at
replayed.
bat.
Zobrist got thrown out in the 9th, didn't it?
It was Phil Cuzzy that was the home plate umpire, I believe.
I thought Zobrist went in the 9th and the Cub manager in the 6th.
And this has popped up and going to be out of play. Although it dropped in play. Moran at the plate. Shortstop Polanco playing.
No third baseman, so nobody catch up.
Deep short. So instead of an out,
Polanco just moved over quite a bit too. He was playing another 10 feet to his left, his glove side.
To center fielder Max Kepler. Pirates go down in order for the 2nd consecutive inning. They lead 2-0. Inning. Pirate fans all over Target Field, including the M&M squad. They make the annual trip somewhere every year. Carlene, Janney here for this 2-game series.
Saw them in the lobby yesterday.
Yeah. Die-hard Pirate fans making an annual trip somewhere.
I'm thinking this place is kind of underrated when you think of baseball destination.
Yeah.
This would be a good ballpark to check off your bucket list.
It is
a gorgeous ballpark. I would suggest coming later in the summer than earlier in the season.
Good idea.
Might be a little cool here in April. Or was it not cool this year?
Joe Mauer is the first base runner. Hit number 2,075 as a member of the Minnesota Twins, 3rd on their all-time hits list. Behind Kirby Puckett and Rod Carew. Yep, it's a strong history, this Twins organization. They left Washington, D.C. They were the Senators. They left in 1961 to come here. Robbie told you about the old Metropolitan Stadium where they first played, and then they built the Metrodome.
Not ideal, but they used it.
And his former twin Tom Prince said today, the longtime Pirate catcher and coach, and now bench coach. He said one thing about that old Metrodome, you could go to the ballpark every day knowing you're going to play. That may be the best thing you can say about that.
People always say that about domes. And I'm like, well, so?
Yeah, that's the best thing you can say about it. That's the point.
Wow, you know you can play.
Line to right by Rosario. And Maurer goes to third on the double.
Nobody out there in business now to tie this ball game. Ripped down in that corner. Easily getting Maurer over to third base. You know, he's not the fastest leadoff hitter in the league. Now they're looking to do what the Pirates did. Ground ball the right side, score the run, move the runner.
Jorge Polanco at the plate had that long at bat. Some 10 pitches in the first inning against Tyone before he lined out to left.
Certainly trying to pull.
Double for Rosario. And a base hit. It's 2-1, and now heading to the plate and scoring is Rosario to tie it.
Took advantage of Polanco assuming that the runner was going to stop. I mean, he tossed what, at least a 3 bouncer into the plate. You need to come up and fire the ball best you can with your best stuff. Right at Josh Bell, hit the cutoff guy. 1, 2, 3.
And the runner takes off. First pitch, ground ball to Mercer. Gun out Sano, but Polanco moves up. Watch Rosario, who was at second base on this base hit by Polanco. Jorge Polanco sees that throw from Gregory.
I couldn't, see what was going on with his third base coach, but it looked like that was his decision.
Oh yeah, Glenn held him up for sure.
He turned around and was just watching, and he saw that just the easy toss into the infield and took off for the plate.
Max Kepler at the plate with a runner at second and 1 out, and the game tied. Another hit. And this time a strong throw toward the plate.
One hopper right there. His lesson on that last one. Twins are suddenly putting a lot of hits together. It was unfortunate that throw coming in, one hopper. It's unfortunate that
Ray Searage going out. Mario scoring that second run on the Polanco hit. Obviously would have scored on the Kepler single. Had a nice string going. Barrel Automotive League leader stat. Most consecutive starts with 3 earned runs or less. He's behind Jacob deGrom, Tyone, Sean Manaea, the A's, and Clayton Kershaw. He's really going to have to
get a
tighten up the seatbelt here.
Get a double play ball.
2-2 ball game. Forsythe bounced to short in the second.
Infielders are trying to do. They're waving, and Jordy's waving. Josh is waving. Oh, they're trying to get Cervelli's attention to let them know where the throw's going if they run. That's what they were doing. And that tells them what they're going to be doing. If there is a steal attempt, who's going to cover? If anybody covers.
Couple of strikes on Forsythe. 346 career against the Pirates. Strong average for Forsythe, though he's just 4 hits his last 21 at bats against Pittsburgh.
Nobody moving.
Third, Polanco. Jorge Polanco for the Twins. Max Kepler at first. Pop up. Shallow. Marte going to call off Polanco. And gun toward the plate. Where Jorge Polanco holds at third. And a chance for Tyone to get out of it here with Jake Cave coming to the plate. Forsythe flies to center. Trying to at least keep that runner from third from scoring after the Twins have tied it. Looking down at third base coach Gene Lynn.
No tricks with 2 outs.
Into center field, and they take the lead on the 2-out single by Jake Cave.
Five hits now for the Twins in this inning. They're getting the fat part of the bat to the baseball. Right on the inside corner. It's exactly where Cervelli had the glove. But it never made it in.
After perfect baseball through 3 innings.
You think it could be the mask? You know how superstitious I can get.
Yeah, I know. Good pitch there, but ball 1 on Mitch Garver, 8th man to hit in this inning.
That's a nice slider. Just an inch off the edge. Look at that pitch. That's that new slider of his. It is so good. Throws it hard, short, nice and tight. It commands it very well.
So they didn't have a hit off of him through the first 3 innings. Joe Mauer started this 4th with that opposite field single. Rosario doubled to right. Jorge Polanco singled in 2. Max Kepler with 1 out, a base hit to right. Jake Cave moments ago singled home the 3rd run. And a base hit into center. Garver was a 9th round pick 5 years ago. And these Twins.
See the guy
Musgrove
from
and Chris Archer chatting.
Carver, the guy from Albuquerque. Grew up watching a lot of AAA baseball, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Been a AAA team there for just about ever. Went back to the 60s. The Dodgers were there. That's when they called them the Dukes. They got a new name now.
Who's the parent club?
I don't think. I don't know. I don't think it's the Dodgers anymore. Though. I think they moved.
And he struck him out looking. But 5 hits in the inning for the Twins. They erase a 2-0 deficit, have a 3-2 lead.
A 3-2 lead with 3 runs in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Buccos come in the bat in the 5th. Well, we have a nice new addition to the AT&T Sportsnet family, and we'd like to introduce Layla Linwood to the world. She was born yesterday at 3:27 a.m., entered the world at 6 pounds 5 ounces, 19 inches long, and a big congratulations go out to the parents, Ryan and Kimber Wood, on the birth of their first child. Ryan is an editor at AT&T Sportsnet. To put it in layman's terms for those who don't work in the television business, when you watch Pirates pregame, Pirates postgame, any features that we do, a majority of those come through the hands of Ryan Wood. He does spectacular work, and a very big congrats. Greg and Bob go out to Ryan and Kimber. Little Layla, can't wait to meet her.
Here, here. Congratulations indeed. As Josh Harrison takes a strike. Bucks down a run. Jay Hay struck out looking on a pitch that was really never a strike in the 2nd. Speaking of congratulations, Joe Block nominated tonight for an Emmy Award for play-by-play Mid-Atlantic Emmy Awards, and Pete Toma for director. Winner's going to be announced October 13th. So a big congrats to Joe and Pete. No surprise to us,
No, not at all.
by the way.
You're an Emmy Award winner, aren't you? Multiple times, maybe?
Pete Toma is.
Pete is?
Oh, yeah. What does he do with all those Emmys? Any idea?
Probably got like a wall in his house that covers him with.
Oh, my. That's enough. Uh-oh. Oh, Joe, just there was a little bit of a movement there. He's about ready to throw him out. Seconds from throwing that right hand in the air.
A little flinch.
Yep. Well, he's really got him steaming now.
Well, the first time was a very poor call. This one, you know, the machine lit up. It called it a strike. But the first one, no way.
And Joe West tells Josh Harrison once again that's enough.
You know,
Here's Adeiny Echeverria, by the way, is batting for Jordy Mercer, so this is a concern.
Wow, yeah. What's going on with that? I was about to say it would be fun to go back and look at the list that Joe West has thrown out. You know, I mean, going back to like probably the Pete Roses, and, you know, all the way into the 70s. Those great players. You know, did he throw out Johnny Bench? Did he, you know, think of the names that could be on that list. Jay Hay would be proud, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Of course, right now, if something happened to Jordy, he needs to stay in the game.
Yeah, that's a good point. You're down to an infielder now. Adeiny Echeverria batting for Jordy Mercer, and as soon as we get word, we'll pass it along. Two balls, two strikes on Adeiny Echeverria, picked up from the Tampa Bay Rays in the last week. Odorizzi, it's his 7th strikeout, back-to-back here in the 5th.
Like just a little slider that's up and away, everything up and away. Normally that's not where you want your breaking balls, but it worked. A little surprised by how he has settled in and pitched well. After the first couple innings, I would have went on record as saying he's not going to last long. But working on just giving up 2 hits so far through. What have we got? 4 2/3. Still, though, a pitch count 82. He's not going to have a real long night. But Jay Hayes fired up.
I'm going to explain it to Joe Musgrove. He'd have a shoulder to lean on there.
I think one of the things that probably bothers Jay Hay is that he got called out on a horrible pitch, and then the next at bat thinking, okay, if there's a borderline pitch, it'll go to me this time. And the borderline pitch didn't go to him, and that's, I'm sure, got his back up a little bit.
Odorizzi strikes out the side in order. He's punched out 8.
Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Pirates down a run. And Tyler Austin leads off against Jamison Tyone here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and Danny Echeverria stays in the ball game at short. And a little broken bat, maybe.
Yeah, that was the hard hit base hit that they had quite a few of last inning. But at this point, it doesn't matter, especially leading off the inning. Good spot, location, got right in on the label. You hate that when you're pitching, Greg. You throw a ball right where you want it, take the sting out of the bat, and it still goes for a base hit.
Doesn't seem fair.
And then when you get a line drive right at somebody, you don't think, oh, well, that evens it up. But that's what ends up happening. Same thing with the hitters. On any given night, luck plays such a big role in the outcome of a baseball game. Roll of the dice.
Doesn't get that call. I think Francisco Cervelli is asking Joe West about that right now.
I don't think Joe's given the black and gold anything at this point of the game.
Three and 0. Joe Mauer got it started last inning with his base hit to left. So 3-1. On deck hitter, it'll be Rosario. And
Wow.
not happy about that one either.
Yeah, I mean, these are some pretty good looking pitches.
Tyone rarely,
Yeah.
you never see that from him.
No, he didn't like that last one. Let's look at it again. You see the UPMC strike zone. It lit up. Means that the machine would have called it a strike.
Jordy Mercer left the game with left calf discomfort. Gonna pop up to shallow right. And Harrison. Infield fly called there. One away brings up Jorge Polanco. Ball one.
As far as Twins right now, I'd be kind of taking some pitches. See if we can get to real good hitters count.
These calls are not going the Pirates' way.
The edge calls. Now that last pitch, that's well out of the strike zone. But anything where you think, well, okay, flip a coin, it's a 50-50. Well, Right now it seems to be about an 80-20. I like that one. I would have been curious to see which way that call would have went. Joe's got his pocket gold on. Got the West vest with it. Yellow lettering. Not much doubt about where that one was.
And in the dirt. So it's 3-2. Tyone has labored now the last 2 innings after breezing through the first 3. Miguel Sano has flied out and bounced out. Just gets a piece of it.
Chase ball 4 on that one.
Jorge Polanco's it safely in 17 of his last 20 games. Harrison to Echeverria and in the dirt, and Josh Bell saves it, getting the glove out, and actually the glove leaves his hand.
Now, if that glove left his hand before the ball got there, that would not be. I don't think you could do that, can you?
No. But that was.
It's not
I think that was a situation where the ball came, the glove came off as he was tumbling to the ground.
See where that glove was when the ball hit. As he was kind of scooping, and flipping off.
So it's 1st and 3rd.
Let me ask you. Well, is that a catch?
Is it a catch?
I don't know. Is that a catch?
Well, I don't know.
When the ball
Glove comes up.
I don't
off
know.
and the ball's
That's
in
weird.
it.
You just don't see that ever happen. But they didn't.
You see, you know what you do see sometimes with pitchers throwing the glove with the ball in it to the first baseman. And now who wants it? Who sees it? Bell does and makes the catch. Glove on. And it's 3-2 Minnesota. And that is what makes, in our opinion, National League Baseball so special. The unpredictable moments. As Starling Marte was flied out and bounced out. As Bob talked about the luck, the rarity.
Night to night.
The unexpected, the unexplained. Numbers would show that Gant had no chance and was an automatic out. Instead, he homers his first hit in the big leagues. Marte looking for any kind of a hit.
We were talking about the Brian Fisher slug bunt the other night when you were there. It was in Riverfront, Cincinnati.
Former Pirates pitcher.
He was trying to sacrifice bunt. They put the wheel play on. So we tried the slug bunt and poke it through the infield. Just like that.
Bring it back and
hit the ball out of the ballpark. I think it ended up being a 3-run homer. Right? Just crazy stuff like that. How does that happen?
Yeah.
But those are the kind of plays that you remember and they really stick with you. That somebody else,
those are unforgettable moments.
Somebody else might have hit a 3-run homer that night. Probably some DH did somewhere. and nobody remembers that.
Hit hard, but right at the center fielder Kepler.
Good to see Marte hit one like that, though. Maybe a couple of bats with some strong contact like that will bring it back.
Marte gives way now to Gregory Polanco, who has struck out twice.
When you're scuffling, you hit one hard. It's tough to just tell yourself, well, maybe it's coming. Like I was just talking about.
Yes.
That's not good enough for the player. They want the hit. They want that reward of having good contact. Mental battles you play with yourself out there. You got to just sometimes talk yourself into not caring about the bad luck that you get. Like, try to do the best you can to ignore that.
Ignore that, for example, that strike that was just called on Polanco. And so often, oh, there we go again. I mean, look at Jay-Hay. Jay-Hay's fit to be tied. Look at Cervelli. Harrison left the dugout so he didn't scream at Joe West just now.
Cervelli not happy. Now, both of these, you have the strike zone lighting up. They're both legitimate strikes, but they are borderline strikes. And that's what's going on. Look at Jay. There he goes.
Yep.
He threw his hands up and left. Now, if Jordy hadn't got thrown out of the game, he might have stayed.
Ben Zobrist got ejected for the first time in his career tonight. The Cubs against the Brewers. Phil Cuzzy rung him up, and Zobrist admitted after the game that Cuzzy had had enough, and he was asked what was it that you said to him, and Zobrist admitted that he said that's why we want the automated strike zone.
Trust me, the hitters don't want that. Unless they can adjust it a little bit. I mean, if they make the strike zone smaller, they might like that. But the way it is now, no, they're not going to like that.
And a base hit to right for David Freese. It's his second hit of the game. And that ends a string of hitless Pirate at bats against Jake Odorizzi.
The reason I say that is think of the argument on say the last 3 or 4 pitches that they've been talking about, the machine has called those strikes. Both the pitches that they just threw their hands up with and walked out of the dugout, the machine called those strikes. So that's not going to change. Those are going to be strikes.
You're not going to get a break because of the automated strike zone.
Be careful what you ask for.
12 men in a row had been retired by Odorizzi. For the hit by Freeze, Bell has walked and lined out. Mentioned his birthday today. Also a happy birthday wish going out to Father Dan Valentine. It was a great day, Father Dan. And it will be if the Pirates can come away with a victory here at Target Field.
All we need is a home run.
That's all.
And that'll ensure it.
You saw Tyler Duffy loosening in the bullpen for the Twins. Here comes the 100th pitch of the game for Odorizzi. Hit by Freeze, snapped the string of 12 in a row, 14 out of 15 retired. Bell last time up lined out to left. And a big pitch here. Paul Molitor about ready to make a change. Odorizzi over the 100 pitch mark. He might need to get Bell. And right through that hole. Nobody playing third, and Bell singles. Going to bring up Cervelli. Two men on. 2 outs.
And this pitch right down the middle, center square. No third baseman. And that's where the ball's hit.
And that will be it for Jake Odorizzi. Paul Molitor making the pitching change. Odorizzi gets 2 outs in the 6th. Giving up 2 runs. He's responsible, of course, for both Freeze and Bell. Pirates will try to go to work on the Twins bullpen. Now it's time for Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. Jake Odorizzi exits with the lead, but 2 men aboard. He goes 5 2/3 innings, strikes out 9.
Yeah, he really kind of turned things around for that second inning. It looked like the Pirates were really going to have a big day with the bats, and he was able to turn it around and get a lot of strikeouts. But pitch count Very high.
Here's Tyler Duffy. Spent some time in the minors at AAA Rochester this year. Francisco Cervelli, RBI double in the second, struck out his last time up. Odorizzi now watches and hopes that the bullpen can shut the door. He is the pitcher of record at the moment. Could get a W, could get a no decision, a loss. Cervelli with Freeze at second and Bell at first. Facing Tyler Duffy. Made the transition from starter to reliever last year. And headed toward the seats. Taking chase there. You saw Rosario making just his second start in right field tonight.
He was coming hard in a hurry there, and I was wondering if he was trying to dive in and catch that one. Slow down.
Max Kepler, majority of his starts have been in right. Of course, Byron Buxton on the disabled list again. They've missed the speedster. He's just been beset by injuries over his career.
Machine said that's a strike. See what I mean?
Yeah.
That's one that
yeah, what you're talking about.
The hitters will absolutely they'll go on strike.
Yeah.
If they were to use this strike zone with a machine calling balls and strikes, there's no way.
Duffy strikes out Cervelli. Pirates still down a run. Cubs meet game 2 of the 4-game series, and there's a pregame baseball and softball equipment drive to provide holiday gifts to local youth in Allegheny County. Collecting new equipment, including bats, gloves, for T-ball through adult. Drop your donation off at the home plate game before the game. Home plate gate at PNC Park before the game. Equipment man there, Scott Bonnet, Bones. takes care of the Pirates equipment as the clubhouse manager. Taillon facing Max Kepler. And Kepler with his second hit.
Another one of those line drives. Had a bunch of those tonight. 7 hits now for the Twins. They're getting the leadoff man aboard. Then, just 3 in a row now.
Yeah. Pirate bullpen. This fourth, Scythe takes ball 1. He hit .207 with the Dodgers this year with a couple of homers. Dodgers and Giants getting underway shortly. Earlier, the Brewers shut out the Cubs. Phillies fell to the Red Sox interleague play. Runner goes. Cervelli's throw. Gonna get him. Josh Harrison goes up to get it, comes down and tags out Kepler.
Yeah, nice play by Josh. That was a poor throw by Cervelli, and Josh made it work.
Here's a look.
There's the throw going up, and somehow he got that tag down on the shoulder. There's the tag.
Great job,
beautifully
Jay
done. Beautifully done. That helps out Taillon.
Well, look at this. Now he makes that great play, but he looks at this pitch not to be called a strike, and he's seething. That is incredible that pitch was called a ball.
Don't want to beat a dead horse, but again, a believe me, the hitters do not want the umpires to go away. They are wrong about that. There are way more pitches where you'll see that strike zone light up that get called balls than vice versa.
Forsythe is the second out. Freeze to Bell. Another look. Allegheny Health Network Supermo. The tag applied by Jay going up, getting that throw and coming down, applying that tag on the shoulder.
When I saw that throw sailing high, I was like, no chance.
It was a thank you from his
Very
teammate.
good. Nice. Cervelli knows that was all J.A.
So it's Jake Cave now. He has struck out, singled in a run. Richard Rodriguez up in the Pirates bullpen. A couple of strikes on Jake Cave. Tyone gets him and has number 4 on the night. Head to the 7th. Well done, Josh Harrison. He'll be due up second. Tyone and Francisco Cervelli. Don't see that very often. The catcher consoling the pitcher, rather consoling his catcher. Usually the other way around.
Not with Tyone. I think that's exactly what you see with Tyone. With everybody, all of his teammates. He's the guy that picks them up.
Now Tyler Duffy faces Colin Moran. Pirates down 1. Duffy got the last out of the 6th. Moran brought in a run with a ground out in the 2nd. Pirates led 2-0. And then the Twins get 3 in the 4th off Tyone. And 1 away. Here comes Josh Harrison. He's been called out on strikes twice by Joe West.
No discussion. There would be, I'm convinced if Jordy was in this game, there would be discussion. But Jay Hay knows he's got to stay in the game.
Now 2 strikes on him. In case you missed it, this is the 2nd inning, which was never a strike. Not happy. And
that one was a strike, but you know, as far as the machine is concerned, they called it a strike. But Jay Hay wanted to know why he's not getting a close call after, you know, that first at bat when a ball was clearly, and umpires, they have a feel for it. They know when they've missed a call and when they haven't. In Jay Hay's mind, he's thinking that Joe West probably knows he missed that call for that first strikeout and is going to cut him some slack now on the close ones. And when the close one went for strike 3, he didn't like that, and I can understand why.
Danny Echeverria, pinch hit in the 5th for Jordy Mercer. Stayed in the game at short. He struck out in the 5th inning. Mercer leaving the game with left calf discomfort. Tyler Duffy Time at AAA Rochester this year. And easy play, and he has a 1-2-3 top of the 7th.
AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by the Chevy Silverado and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
Pirates down a run. We're at the bottom of the 7th inning now. Pirate fans hoping this team can rally. They were ahead 2-0, and then the Twins scored 3 times, sent 8 men to the plate against Jamison Tyone, who's on the hook here as Richard Rodriguez takes over.
Thought maybe they'd let Tyone go another one. That's one thing that you could do with a DH is he's getting him out, let him go, and unless he gets up into the hundreds with the pitch count,
which he did not.
What do you end up with, 80 something? That was a little outside.
Richard Rodriguez.
His numbers on the season, all very good shape.
Tyone 91 pitches.
Oh, anyway, he just got out of the 80s.
Was that not a strike called?
I believe you're correct.
Wow. That is incredible. Watch this pitch again.
Now tell me again how the hitters
how they benefit by that.
I want the machine.
Right.
There's no way. I mean, it's like every inning you can do this. Any umpire.
Dickerson to the wall. A long out.
Umpires take care of hitters. And I know everyone at home saying, well, he's a pitcher. Of course he's going to say that. Well, watch the strike zone. Night after night.
Tyler Austin. came for Harrison. Austin, the designated hitter, hitting .219. 1 for 3 tonight as he grounds out, and Richard Rodriguez will now face Joe Mauer. In relief of Jameson Tyone.
Mauer got the ball rolling tonight for him with that leadoff single back in the 4th inning.
Mauer now 35 years old. That big contract, 8 years, $184 million. He signed in 2010, nearing its end. St. Paul, Minnesota native, #1 pick overall in the draft in 2001, right?
Yeah. I remember there was some discussion about who would be taken #1. There's a pitcher from USC that went to the Cubs. Can't think of his name now. Pete will think of it. Pete, the pitcher that the Cubs took? Oh, Pryor.
Oh, Bart Pryor, yes, of course. And another hit for Mauer. A stop by Dickerson. To hold Mauer to a single. And lost his balance there. Slipped, but holds Mauer to a single. Mauer on base for a 3rd straight time.
Wow, did he catch that between his legs? I think he did. He caught that between his legs, Greg.
Jeez.
Watch this. Watch
Magician.
this ball. Slide. Ball goes between his legs. Look at that. Holy
The magic
cow.
man.
Well, that looked good because he did it. It wouldn't have been.
No.
It wouldn't look so good if he didn't catch it and it went to the wall.
Not intentional.
No, he just, that's the way it happened. He went to slide to slow down and he overslid it. Had to take it between his legs.
That's 8 hits now for the Twins.
It's just another example, though, that Dickerson really.
Rodriguez going to try and get over there, and he will, just in time. As Harrison able to make the play. Bell and the ball go past him, but Jay Hay made the play.
The next Twitter Tuesday question. It was asked to Chris Archer from @Bucko03. How's it getting to see Corey Dickerson again?
No, it was awesome. I played with Corey for 2 years in Tampa and established a relationship with him and his family. And I hadn't met his newborn son yet, so that was cool. And seeing his oldest son, Davis, was also really, really cool because, you know, after not seeing somebody for a year, the growth in a child is tremendous. So seeing him speak and use all of his words and actually recognize me, it meant a lot.
And that's one of the cooler things in covering the game of baseball. You get to see guys' families and see their sons and daughters and everybody grow to become bigger kids, and it's pretty cool. Miller is the newborn son of Corey Dickerson. Miller actually was born the day that Corey Dickerson found out he was coming to the Pittsburgh Pirates during spring training. This is another interesting anecdote. Chris Archer, fantastic guest tonight on Twitter Tuesday, Greg and Bob.
Good stuff for sure, Robbie.
Could you have two better teammates than Dickerson and Archer?
I don't think so.
I mean, to have those guys, to be able to have them on your team, go play baseball with them every night.
Yeah.
I mean, they are
A treat.
they're special human beings, and it is a treat to watch them play. And I was about to say out there with Dickerson, the way he went into that slide, he knows what he has to do in left field to make up for his lack of throwing ability. To hold somebody to a single on that play, he can't just reach down and field it and run through the ball and then take 4 steps trying to slow down, turn, and all that kind of stuff. Goes into that slide so he can stop immediately, pop up, and get a quick throw in.
Excellent.
He's always thinking in the outfield of how he has to play a ball so that he can get rid of it as quick as he can. It's like he's playing the infield.
He's not real happy because that one pitch that was out of the zone was called a strike.
No way.
And then he figures he's got to now offer pitches that are out of the zone. Here's that pitch that Joe West called a strike. And then the next 2 pitches. Jeez. Taylor Rogers is the new pitcher.
Dickerson said nothing. Let's go back.
Yep.
There was a strike, called a ball.
Numbers for the lefty.
I don't know if you noticed that.
Mhm.
See? Not a good swing.
He aligned to center his last time up.
A lot of indecision going on with Marte at the plate right now.
Jumpy. Toward right. And gets past the right fielder, Rosario. A little fortunate, really, the Twins, in that he got to it as quickly as he did. Otherwise, Marte would be at third base with 1 out.
Well, they tried to trick Marte after all those breaking balls down and in he had a hard time with. Now they try to throw a fastball by him on the other side of the plate. And Marte able to hit that one hard. That's 2 now. He's hit hard to the outfield. Keep our fingers crossed that this is going to keep happening.
If that ball takes any kind of a different hop, Marte would be at third. He'd take his 20th double. With Polanco coming to the plate. Polanco just glad that Odorizzi is out of there. And Rosario, his second start in right field. We mentioned Max Kepler has done most of the starting out in right. And Byron Buxton, who has been on the disabled list a bunch in his career, is playing in the minor leagues, recently off the minor league DL. Looked as though Marte thought about taking off for third, was very aggressive. A left on left matchup here.
Faking back a little bit. Look where Kepler is out in center field, Greg. He is way that's 403 behind him. I mean, what the heck? I guess he's kind of conceding that any kind of a hit with Marte's speed is going to be a run scoring hit, so he's playing no doubles.
Drop one in there, Gregory.
A lot of room for a single.
Taylor Rogers, third pitcher to work. Odorizzi went 5 2/3. Tyler Duffy, perfect through 1 1/3. Wow. He strikes out for a 4th time. Polanco's road trip struggles continue.
Outside by a bunch. I think that's really a sign of a guy that's having a little trouble. You see chases that bad.
So Paul Molitor will bring on a right-hander to face David Freese. 3-2 Twins. Game plus, get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this special offer. Here's Matt McGill. Signed as a minor league free agent in January. Done pretty good work. He's a former Dodger.
39 strikeouts, just 9 walks.
A couple years ago, pitched 5 games out of the bullpen for the Reds. David Freese has 2 of the Pirates' 5 hits. Marte still at second.
Nope, didn't go. Time for a big hit right here from Freese. Look at the stitching on that glove. Huh? It's pretty cool. Yeah, it is. like a baseball on the webbing. A kid in America would love to have that glove. Glove works. The chase.
2-2. Jeff Branson, Pirates hitting coach.
Need a clutch hit.
Josh Bell on deck. McGill, as Bob said, has shown excellent control.
Doesn't want to face Bell. I would think he would go after Freeze with something here.
Chopper toward the shortstop, and no play by Polanco. Infield hit for Freeze.
Well, that was a great pitch by McGill for, not wanting to walk him. He just painted a breaking ball. Freeze able to put it in the right spot. The location on this curveball is absolutely perfect.
Polanco looking toward third.
It looked like he was playing quite a bit up the middle, didn't it?
Yeah.
On that shot there for sure. If he would have been a step or two to his right, he might have been able to make a play. Now left-handed hitting Bell up there. Of course, with Bell, you don't know where he's going to hit the ball. They played him, the shift with no third baseman earlier tonight. Hit a ground ball right where the third baseman normally is.
He walked his first time up and scored, lined out the other way to the left fielder Cave in his second at bat, and the last time up he singled to left. Blocked by Garver, a big one. Freeze doesn't move from first, and Marte holds at third.
A hit here would be a nice birthday gift.
Yeah. "26 years old today, Josh Bell."
Good eye.
StatCast AI powered by AWS. Now Bell hits on the infield. And the Pirates get a call there. 3-1.
Yeah, hitters, they don't want that.
3-1. And now a full count from McGill to Bell will be coming up. Freeze will be off on the pitch. Josh Bell, Irving, Texas. Drafted in the second round, 2011 by the Pirates. Great rookie year last year, 26 homers, drove in 90. And he's aboard. Loaded for Francisco Cervelli. As you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the hold true moment later in tonight's game. Maybe it will be Cervelli. He doubled in the first run of this ball game in the second. Base is full of buckos. Down 1, 2 outs in the 8th.
Cervelli's come through an awful lot in these scenarios this season. 2 outs. An awful lot of 48 RBIs he has have come with 2 outs.
There are the runners. Marte, Freeze, and Bell. Close.
Another one lit up, called the ball.
Favoring the hitter.
Oh, it's like what, 10-2 so far, at least. Just making a point after Zobrist's comment.
Been a subtle point. You haven't.
No, I
beaten
haven't
them to the ground.
overdone it at all.
Rarely talk about it. And now it's 1-2. Remember Friday the Cervelli slam against the Giants. Francisco Cervelli, his 4th career grand slam. It was in the 7th inning on Friday against Pierce Johnson. 1-2. Did he go?
No. I wasn't real confident in that one.
Look from above.
That's awfully close.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
Hangs up to him here. He almost hung it. Left it too far inside.
How about this? 3-2 now. The base is loaded. He just walked Josh Bell. Figure he has to throw a strike here to Cervelli.
Or he could tie the game up with ball 4. I'll take that.
And it was a strike. Robbie. He knows this ballpark. He's been here. Gives himself the thumbs down. Still 3-2.
A lot of stress right now is all. Focused on what's going on in the field. Couldn't make the play.
And a pop-up. Second baseman out, Forsythe. Looking to use 2 hands there. Pirates still down 1. The 8th here in the first of this 2-game interleague series. Point Park social media. Look at the statues outside here at the Target Field. Selfie with Kirby Puckett. Pirate fans enjoying a trip to the Twin Cities. And that big glove, a list of all the Gold Glovers in Twins history.
Couldn't find the checkout.
Need a run. So Jorge Polanco fouls this pitch out of play.
Well, they had a golden opportunity, but couldn't get that last key 2-out hit. So now it's just keep it a 1-1 ball game. Pirates can have another shot at it in the 9th.
And that should go out of play. It will. Polanco picked up a second RBI when Eddie Rosario, who was at second base, realized that Gregory Polanco was not gunning toward the plate, so he took advantage, and that tied the game. Later, Polanco scored on a base hit by Jake Cave. Jameson Tyone still on the hook. Second inning of work for Richard Rodriguez. Shallow left. Dickerson still coming on, and now he's throwing to second base, and the ball hit the runner. Polanco. And Danny Echeverria, assuming that Dickerson was going to make that catch, apparently.
Well, this is another one of those pop flies. It's kind of difficult because of the defensive arrangement before the pitch is first thrown. Echeverria was playing quite a bit up the middle. And yeah, Dickerson couldn't get there. That's not good. Nobody out. Leadoff double on a pop fly.
Second hit for Jorge Polanco. Miguel Sano at the plate. Hits this one a long way. Miguel Sano shows off that power with a 2-run bomb. His 9th. 5-2 Twins.
You hit it to right here. You got to really get it up in the air high. Very high wall all the way out to almost center field. And he certainly hit that one high. Right down the pipe. Definitely immediately went into the jog. Well, he had all that one. This ball almost makes a second deck, didn't it? Or maybe it did make a second deck.
Pretty impressive.
big change.
Max Kepler with 2 hits and 3 at bats.
This one should be routine.
One out. Nissan Road ahead. Road trip comes to an end tomorrow. Coverage starts at 12:30. Chris Archer for the Pirates against Jose Barrios.
Archer's pitched very well in his career in this ballpark. Hopefully that will continue.
And overall against the Twins, he is 6-1 with a 1.96 lifetime ERA. He'll be making his 10th career start against Minnesota.
I think he's 4-0 here. Like a 150 or something like that. It's just unbelievable how well he likes pitching here.
1 ball, 1 strike on Forsythe. Recently back up from the minor leagues is in the Pirates bullpen.
Glancing blow that time, so I don't think that would be a problem. He's pretty much dodged all the foul tips tonight.
Got Joe West.
Yeah,
good.
I think it got Joe more than it got Cervelli.
Second out. First K for Richard Rodriguez. He's going to be closing Trevor Hildenberger with Fernando Rodney traded. He has 1 save. Pirates down 3. Colin Moran, Josh Harrison, Adeni Echeverria are due up. Adam Frazier, left-handed hitter, has not been used tonight. Jordy Mercer started but was forced to lead the game with left calf discomfort. There's Echeverria. Moran. Will be leading things off in the 9th. And Dickerson will make the catch. Last shot, now down 3. Irish Fest takes place on Federal Street at the Jim Beam Block Party before the game. Includes live music, food trucks, and alumni autographs. There's also a post-game Zambelli fireworks show presented by Rivers Casino. Go to pirates.com/fireworks. Coming up on Saturday night, Colin Moran begin this top of the ninth inning against Trevor Hildenberger by getting on base and maybe creating some fireworks of their own.
Yeah, we need some base runners now. The situation has changed. Got to build up an inning somehow.
Moran 0 for 3 with an RBI as the designated hitter in this game.
3 guys on the right side of the infield, only 1 on the left. They're only looking for a single here. You see the defensive alignment. Heck, even a well-placed, firm bunt along the grass towards third would get you a hit. But not with 2 strikes.
Josh Harrison has had a frustrating night at the plate. He's on deck.
If it continues to be frustrating for him, he will say something this time.
A roller. And 1 out. Tomorrow, Pirates Twins finishing up this brief 2-game interleague series. Chris Archer makes his 3rd start for the Bucks. He'll face Jose Barrios. Coverage starts at 12:30. Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason. Two strikeouts looking and a fly out to right for Jay. Two runs, 6 hits for the Pirates. 3 of the hits belong to David Freese. And a base hit for Jay Hay.
Jay Hay going the other direction with the shift on.
Well, it starts.
That's what, what the game situation kind of tells you. Hey, we need singles here. We need base runners. Me trying to pull the ball, drive it off the fence for a double, or hit it over the fence for a home run is not really. I mean, that's also a hit, but that's not taking advantage of a situation over on the other side where I might have a better chance of getting on base if I hit it over there.
And Echeverria pulls it right to Sano for a game-ending double play. He had the right side of the infield wide open. And that does it. Miguel Sano's 2-run homer with insurance for these Twins.
Did not go the way it looked early in this game. Pirates came out scoring runs. The Taillon early looked like he was going to be just fine. And then that second time through the lineup, they got to him, started hitting some line drives. And they got just enough runs to hold that lead for the rest of the game until they opened it up with the big home run in the 8th.